Okay, we are 24 hours into our Makgeolli pumpkin experiment, and this is what we're looking like. You can definitely tell that there's fermentation going on, and it smells rather alcoholic. Hello, we are in day 2, or the first 24 hours of our pumpkin Makgeolli. And I am going to be adding my 2nd pound of canned pumpkin. Yeah, yummy. All natural, no preservatives. Take it, add it to our already fermenting bucket here, our fermenter. We'll take our stir stick, we'll place it in here, and we'll stir this in. Much of that off as I can, because I don't want to waste any of this pumpkin goodness. So this is about what we're looking at as far as consistency. It seems to be breaking down really well into a liquid. Like I said, seems to be breaking down really well into a liquid. It's going on real well. I don't know how well this is going to break down in comparison to the rice, but we will find out. Okay. Yesterday I showed you this guy, that he was going to be cut up and steamed. We've had a change of plans. The wife has decided that this guy here will become pumpkin pie for us to eat. So I'm going to have to stop by the grocery store tomorrow morning and pick up a stunned pumpkin to chop up and put in here. I just wanted to be up front and show you that this guy here, it's been determined by a higher authority that it's going to be human food. So later in this video, because this is going to be hooked on to the chopping and soaking and boiling, or steaming, not boiling, steaming portion of the video. So I'll see you here in a little while with that part of the video. Hello and welcome back. It has been 24 hours, or about 10 seconds video time. Got a spoon for gutting my pumpkins. Got Mr. Knife for choppy. I went ahead and got 3 stunned pumpkins to fill the void of the 1 pumpkin I originally was going to use. So that's what we got. The reason why I went with this is I already have 2 pounds of canned pumpkin fermenting. I want to try to match, if not go more than the 2 pounds of the canned pumpkin. And I will probably be adding a little bit more liquid to it, simply because the pumpkin does not appear to be breaking down like the rice would in Makgeolli. It seems to be absorbing it. It is very, you can smell the alcohol. I mean, it's very, very, very much fermenting. But I'm not getting a lot of liquid. So I will probably be adding a little bit more water, probably about a liter, just so I don't get a pile of goo, fermented goo. So maybe I can get some liquid out of this. So when I get this cut up and we get it steamed, get ready to add it to the fermenter, I'll take a look, I'll stir it and see what we got then. But, so without further ado, we're going to start chopping up and gutting our pumpkins. A lot of people will normally cut this way into the top and pull it and gut it. Not me. I just come down the side. I mean, I'm not making a jack-o'-lantern or anything, so of course this wants to play difficult. So all I have to do now is take my spoon and gut this poor guy. Oh, something my wife wanted me to point out, because she came in when I was doing the first part of this video, and I'm wearing the same shirt that I wore in part one. My wife wanted me to clarify that Wednesday is our wash day, so when I was wearing the shirt Thursday, it was clean. My wife's paranoid about people thinking we're a bunch of dirty, uncouth heathens. But, so, I made it a point today to make sure I wore a different shirt, so. Get in here with the hands. I will be taking these seeds and planting them, or at least the ones that I recover. I do have seed bits all over the floor, so it's got a whole bunch of seeds in here. But, so, okay, now to the chop. Of course, now that I've spilled everything, it goes to chopping. We have just finished getting everything chopped up. I'm thinking that one pumpkin, which is the volume I got from one pumpkin, will suffice. It's a whole lot more than I thought it was going to be. So I've got 2 more pumpkins the wife can use to make pies, or we can clean them out, cut them up, and give them chickens. Don't know yet. Let me get a weight on this real quick. And we are reading 4 pounds, 12.5 ounces. So we got us a good bit of pumpkin body here. We got twice the amount of pumpkin as opposed to our canned pumpkin, or I should say our fresh pumpkin So we should get a really good concentration of starch. If there's any sugars at all in pumpkin, which I don't know. I don't know if it even comes up on a brick scale or not. So, depending on how much water I have in my already fermenting stuff, my juke, my pumpkin juke, I will more than likely add the water from this into it, because this is going to have starchy goodness in it. What I'll probably use, what I'll probably do is use this water to steam it, and by steaming it, by heating the water up, I will kill any kind of bacteria or wild yeast or anything that might be on the pumpkin. I don't know yet, or I may just add water just to be safe all the way around. So, what we're going to do is go to the sink, fill this up with water, and let it sit for 4 hours. Sit for 4 hours. I am going to take and put a clean towel over it. Make sure no contaminants get in it. So, 4 hours. Hello, we have finished our 4 hours on our soak. Now it is time to steam our pumpkin. I've already filled my first basket up. The water in the pot is just now coming up to a boil. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to fill up my second basket with pumpkin bits. And because the pumpkin is a little bit harder than rice, I am going to go a little bit longer on my steaming. Might go an hour. It's one of the reasons why I use such a big pot, is if I have to, I can go longer on my steaming. I keep wanting to say boil for some reason. Because it holds a larger volume of water. Plus my basket sits nicely on top and works really well. We'll take our cheesecloth, which has been sanitized. My work surface has been sanitized. And we'll take this here, put it on. Our steamer, get this bad boy ready. So I'm going to go ahead and set my timer for 1 hour. Actually 1 hour and 10 minutes. We'll go ahead and set it for that. Then we'll check and see what we got, what it feels like, what it looks like, and see you then. Okay, we have reached the end of our hour and 10 minute steaming. I've taken the steamers off the heat, off the thing, so we're going to spread them out on a cookie sheet. I've wiped my cookie sheet down. I've sprayed it lightly with Star San to sanitize it. And because this stuff is too hot to put directly in the fermenter, we're going to let it cool down. I'm going to crash cool it in the refrigerator. Ideally, you would want to take this and let it cool naturally. One of the problems I have is I have a cat that loves to play with small bits like pumpkin bits, and I have a dog that loves to eat pumpkin bits. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to crash cool it in the refrigerator. But what we're going to do is our cheesecloth. It's very, very hot. Use my rag from earlier. Open this. Put it on our cookie sheet. We're going to get us, where did I put it? I had a sanitized wooden thingy. I use my chopsticks. And one thing, because I have accidents like this, one thing I do keep around is I have a spray bottle full of Star Sand. So I can take my chopsticks, spray them down, sanitize them. Take them, give my hands a good rub, make sure they're still sanitized. And we're going to spread out our bits of pumpkin. This is my first layer off the top of the steamer. Move this around here for a second. Should I move it completely off camera? We'll take our second bit. Okay, and as always, all my surfaces are pre-sanitized. All the equipment that I use or plan on using or might accidentally use, except for the chopsticks, I pre-sanitized chopsticks. Because I sat down, I had a little wooden spoon thing to spread them out, and I set it down somewhere and lost it, so let's do this. You. Ouch. Spread you out here. And that is one of the reasons why I keep the spray bottle of Star Sand in case something like that should arise. The pumpkin is considerably softer now. It looks like for pumpkin, make pumpkin go to bop. Jeff, please don't get upset if I'm using these terms incorrectly, because I'm using terms that I can relate to. I'm not sure if Korean culture has any kind of pumpkin fermentation using this method, but I'm using terms that I can relate to, so please don't kill me. So my pumpkin go to bop, I'm going to take it, put it in the refrigerator. It should take 30-40 minutes to cool down. Then we'll add it to our fermentation mix. Okay, we are now at the stage of putting the steamed pumpkin into the fermenter. Did find my sterilized stir spoon. I had set it down around the corner in the kitchen. I have to be honest, I did add a liter of water to this because when I checked it, it was paste. I mean, it was almost solid. So I went ahead, added a liter of water, and I may regret this later on in the fermentation process, but it might be a boon. So we're going to take our pumpkin bits, and we're going to put them in. They're nice and gooey and soft. Now we'll give it a stir. We'll stir it in here. And it's looking pretty good. I did pinch me a bit of the pumpkin to see what it tastes like after it's been steamed. And there is a certain amount of sweetness to it, kind of like a sweet potato or a candied yam. Technically, sweet potatoes and yams are two different animals, but a lot of people don't know that. Or a butternut squash that also kind of has the same sweetness. So The steaming for an hour and 10 minutes may have converted some of my starches into sugars. So, with that being said, until next time, peace, love, better brewing.